Dropping twice the price of a standard gamepad on something that looks like it belongs in a neon-soaked gallery is a bold move. These modified controllers are basically a statement piece for your setup. They take a regular piece of hardware and give it a complete personality transplant. The first thing you notice is the art. We are talking about vibrant colors and bold anime characters that scream for attention. It is not subtle at all. It is the kind of thing that makes people stop and ask what you are holding. But once the initial excitement of the unboxing fades, the real test begins. You start wondering if those internal modifications are actually going to change your game. These custom shops pack in features like rapid fire and anti-recoil. They promise an edge in competitive matches. They offer button remapping so you never have to move your thumbs off the sticks. On paper, it sounds like the ultimate upgrade for any serious player. You think you are buying a shortcut to the top of the leaderboard. However, the feedback from the community suggests a very different story depending on who you ask. Some users swear by these things. They say the clicky buttons feel amazing. They love the extra grip. They feel like the investment was worth every penny. Then you have the other side of the coin. There is a vocal group of people who feel burned by the experience. They report stick drift appearing within weeks. They describe buttons that stick. They mention triggers that lose their tension way too soon. When you are paying a premium, those flaws feel like a betrayal. You expect better quality control when you pay that much extra. Dealing with support can be another hurdle entirely. Some find the process slow and frustrating. It turns a fun purchase into a stressful chore. You have to weigh the risk against the reward. Is a flashy faceplate worth the potential for a hardware failure? The mods themselves are also a bit controversial. Anti-recoil sounds like a cheat code because it tries to fight the kick of your weapon for you. In practice, it can feel clunky and unnatural. It does not replace raw talent or hours of practice. It is more like a fun toy than a professional tool. Many players find that they eventually go back to their basic hardware because it is just more consistent. There is something to be said for a device that works every single time you turn it on. Reliability is a quiet luxury that we often take for granted until it is gone. If you are a collector who just wants a beautiful object on your shelf, these controllers are fantastic. They are conversation starters. They show off your interests and your style. But if you are a high-stakes player who needs absolute precision, the gamble might be too high. You might be better off looking at official high-end models that come with better warranties and more established support systems. The modded scene is wild and creative, but it is still a bit of a frontier. You have to go into it with your eyes wide open. You have to accept that you are paying for the art as much as the tech. It is about the feeling of holding something unique. It is about the aesthetic of your gaming space. Just do not expect it to make you invincible. At the end of the day, it is still just a controller. It is a piece of plastic and electronics. It can and will fail eventually. The question is how much you are willing to pay for that experience. You have to decide if it is worth it before it happens. If you love that specific aesthetic and you have the budget to spare, it might be the highlight of your gaming setup. Just keep your expectations grounded. The jump from a standard tool to a custom masterpiece is often filled with these little trade-offs. You are buying an experience. You are buying a look. You are buying a bit of a gamble. For some, that is exactly what makes it exciting. For others, it is just a reason to stick with the basics and focus on the game itself. It is all about your priorities.